schedule drama we have in store. You've seen this script before. Top 10 team goes into a cauldron of emotion on the road and just hopes to be able to get out and tell about it. It's the Ohio State Buckeyes and the Oregon Ducks. Reese Davis, David Pollack, Jesse Palmer with you. Holly Rowe is down on the sideline. Hello, Holly.
I caught up with the Ducks head coach before the game. Obviously, they go into every game wanting to be a balanced offense between the run and the pass, but they know their wide receiver has a chance to make history today. Nobody in the league has been more productive in the red zone catching touchdowns than he has. He can go over that conference record mark. Look for them to go to him in the red zone and make sure their wide receiver goes down in history here today. Back to you.
Holly, thank you. The Buckeyes ready to kick it away first. He'll take the return, try to get better field position. And a really nice job by the kick team to get down there and make sure they limit that return. The hand to the running back. Gets it out to the 20 after a pickup of 4. You know what I really like about games like this at this point in the season? You find out who you are. You find out whether you're going to stay in the race.
And who can step up and handle the challenge, right? This is easily one of the toughest games to date.
Right down the boulevard. The 40. He's at the 30. Just making a huge play, and he sets him up all the way down at the 14. They almost went end-to-end and housed it. Now a chance to stick it in the end zone. 1st and 10 from the red zone. Iamaleava finds his big tight end. They stop him just a link or two short of the first, and man, what they can do on 2nd down here. It'll be 2nd down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. And he breaks the play. Touchdown, Ducks! You thought it was noisy when the Duck rolled out on that motorcycle? Decibels through the roof in the House of Loud.
And what a great job getting this crowd going early. This is not one of the biggest crowds in the country, but Alson Stadium is one of the loudest places you will ever be in, and they love their Ducks.
And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. This is what we expected. This crowd ready to make its presence known. Now here's Tavian St. Clair. Oh, pressure's coming. And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete. Guys, let's talk for a minute about Ohio State. By the end of the day, one of these two teams will control their conference destiny the rest of the way. Potential bye in the college football playoff on the line. This game critical at this point in the season for both teams.
And so much talent in this game, too. Outstanding coaching staffs, NFL talent on both teams going.
Makes the catch, and he's free. Knocked out of bounds at the 46 after the good pickup on that one.
And that's really the sign of a tight end that's elite. When you start recruiting these guys, man, can you make the first guy miss? That's what makes a tight end go from really, really good to elite. And he does a great job breaking the tackle and then starts chewing up yards after the catch. That's exactly what you want from a great tight end.
And they get to him behind the line. It'll be a loss of 2.
You know when you're playing against a defense of this caliber, you're going to have some sort of balance, right? You can't just drop back and throw it every single play. Nothing going on that last run. They're going to have to find another way to get it going, handing the ball.
He's got it. And the defense stops him just short of the first down. Maybe needed a few more chain links to move the sticks. That big pickup on what they call the drag route, but if you hit it on time, you can hit the turbo boosters.
And you've got to be accurate on the throw, too, Reese. Nice job by the QB there, putting it out in front of his receiver to make an easy catch and then advance it.
It's a fumble. Defense swarming on that loose ball. It'll be a turnover.
Well, they got a really nice drive going on offense. They're on their opponent's side of the field. You're not going to come away with any points if you turn it over, and they've got to do a better job of ball security. Very, very lucky that ball went out of bounds.
This coach wanted to be absolutely certain on a challenge. He was right. The previous play will be overturned. Okay, here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. Finding themselves down 7-0, they'd love to get a drive going here. They get him down, tough run, picks up 4, they'll mark it at the 19. Here comes second down, and this crowd is turning it up a notch. Now here's Tavian St. Clair. He'll be thinking about that one, almost an interception.
And a golden opportunity slips away from the defense there. That's one he'd love to have back. He knows he should have come away with the interception there in the red zone.
Couldn't find his man last time. That leaves him with a 3rd and 6. Throwing St. Clair. Fires left. Wide open downfield. Works his way to the 4-yard line, and they'll have it 1st and goal.
Really nice play call there because the defense might have been thinking on 3rd and short in the red zone. They're probably going to run the football instead. They throw it, catch him off guard, and now they've got 1st and goal.
And he's in. Touchdown, Ohio State. Well, just as you would expect, that didn't take very long.
It didn't, Reese, and you've got to make great field position count. When you've got opportunities, you got to pay it off. And the offense took advantage, scoring a touchdown. Didn't have far to go, but they got the points they needed.
And he knocks the extra point through the uprights.
Number 96, set to kick this one.
Looks like he's going to bring it out. He stopped there, but a good return coming out of his own end zone gets it to the 28. And Oregon has it back, and here comes the offense. He stuck the last drive in the end zone. They'll try to follow suit here. Great job to separate the ball from the receiver there.
Well, that looked like it was going to be a completion, but how about the defender making the hit and forcing the incompletion?
Long way to go on 2nd down. Throwing, Iamaleava. He'll take the deep shot. And they wanted it all on that incomplete pass. Instead, they're looking at 3rd down.
Well, on defense, they know that this offense is going to try and take shots. They're going to try and keep their secondary players in a position to make these types of plays. Good job on the back end forcing that incompletion.
Let's see what call they have on 3rd and long from the 28. From the gun on 3rd down, Iamaleava fires to the wideout. On target to the left. That's his first catch of the season. They believe he is a freshman who can contribute a lot early. And they just want to give this guy a chance to make a play on 3rd down, and more times than not, he is going to deliver.
He's so good, so efficient, such a good route runner, got the speed, got the complete game, so you definitely want to highlight him, and especially on those downs that matter the most. If something's not open quick underneath, find him, he'll make those contested catches.
Well, after ripping off a big-time run on his opening carry, a negative play this time around, and this is going to be key. They're going to keep giving him the ball, and they need him to have more positive plays than negative ones if they're going to win.
Throws for the tight end. Complete in the middle. Slicing and dicing through this defense, and they've got it down to the 23. The Ducks are flying down the field. One running back in the backfield, and he has it. Tough run, gets it into the red zone, and they've knocked him down at the 17.
You know what? Everybody gets energized on the whole football team when you got running backs that fight for extra yards and breaks tackles. It's awesome to watch. Everybody literally gets a little jolt of energy because that guy continues to fight for everything he gets.
Good spot after that 7-yard pickup on 1st down. It's 2nd and 3. They'll run it in the red zone. It's Davison. This time he doesn't get loose, and finally the defense gets him bottled up behind the line. Facing 3rd and long from the 21 and hoping not to settle for a field goal. Here's Iamaleava to throw. Out wide, it's Johnson. Picks up enough to
friend, but especially this guy. I mean, he's got a unique skill set catching the football. He could be the primary target, not just on this offense, but on offenses all around the country as well. And on that third down, really nice route, gets the separation, able to make the catch. They pick up the first, and they keep this drive alive.
Dropping back, it's Iamaleava. Tight end finds a soft spot. Crisp execution in the passing game, and they've got it down to the 3.
You get the completion, and now you set up a manageable third down situation in the red zone. This is a huge down in distance in this game.
Fires into the end zone. Touchdown, Ducks! Quick strike through the air for the score. Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And the extra point is true, and they're on top by 7. They march 72 yards, and they finish it up with a 3-yard scoring toss. He'll bring it out. It's Cross. He gets it out to the 32 and sets him up with a little better field position. First snap of this drive comes from the 32. Tavian St. Clair. Out wide left, it's Bell. Shakes a man, and he might take off. Brought down at the 47, but not before he ripped off 15.
Well, you're trailing into games. Someone's got to make a play. There's an accurate throw by the quarterback, and when you throw it accurately like that, you give your receiver an opportunity to advance the ball. Good, strong running. He's able to break a tackle, and that's an
Gashing the D on the right. He's at the touchdown Buckeyes. He broke away from the defense, and they couldn't catch him. That trip to the end zone is 25th career touchdown.
He's been productive, just has a nose for the end zone. This dude's made big play after big play for his offenses, and that's 25 touchdowns, Palmer, on the ground for the big fella.
Pretty impressive, too, when you consider when you get close to that end zone, the defense is expecting run, they're loading the box, and still this guy's been able to find his way in. 25, it's a nice number.
He's brought down at the 16, would have been much better off to take the touchback. One final play before the end of the quarter. Handoff to the single back. And that's the end of the line on that run, and it's the end of the line for the first quarter. They fought to a standstill in the first. Let's see if someone can get the edge in the second quarter. Iamaleava. Under pressure. Right side, it's Johnson. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there. Still a bit short of the first down.
Well, a nice completion there, finding the tight end. And what's so beautiful about that is while they didn't get the first, they were able to pick up enough yards now to make the third down manageable. Really putting this offense in a good position.
And they'll miss the connection here on third down.
You know, it's funny. That's probably the most discombobulated the offense has looked so far in this game, right? After watching that incompletion there on third down, they were just up and down the field earlier. Tremendous rhythm, tremendous balance. Everything their play caller was dialing up was working, lighting up the scoreboard. And then all of a sudden on this last drive, just not able to piece it together. They've got to be able to turn the page and get back to how they looked earlier in the game.
The Buckeyes roll that offense back out there. They evened things up the last time they had him. The defense helped them out and a chance to go on top with this drive. He'll be brought down quickly after a very short game.
Run game is good. Balance is good. Now listen, if the run game isn't good, then you got to pass the football a little bit more. But sometimes you got to keep them honest, take them chunk by chunk.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Right back to the well. There he goes. Past the 30. Past the 10. To the house. Touchdown, Buckeye. His third touchdown of the game and 12th of the season.
And to have a rushing touchdown of that type of yardage, you've got to be able to make something miss. It's one thing to get into the second level, but can you make that last defender miss? And you saw it on that play. Once he was in the clear with his speed, he was gone.
Rolling the dice to bring it out of the end zone did not work out as he stopped at the 13. The Oregon offense is on the field to get this drive going. They didn't get much done the last time they had it. Had to punt it away from deep in their own territory, hoping this drive will be more productive.
I tell you what, man, you better be looking at your puppy dog feet and seeing where they are, Palmer. You don't want to get back in that end zone and bad things happen when you get sacked.
I don't know if you want to even risk this quarterback having to hold on to the football very much longer after watching that last play. This defense right now.
Caught, and he's got room. They get him stopped at the 26, but that'll be enough for this offense to go to work on first down. The Ducks come to the line on the heels of that big pass play. Throwing, Imaliava. Bought a little time, lets it go. Fires to the tight end. And he was able to get away from one tackle, but plenty of help was on the way. Decent pickup on that play.
And when you start to develop a feel as a tight end that you can feel the zones and the holes, man, you start to become unstoppable. Nice job. QB on the same page, sees his tight end break towards the sidelines, finds the hole in the zone, delivers a strike. Nice completion, nice communication there without saying a word.
And the Ducks have it with a 1st and 10. They'll give it to him again. Turning it on! They'll get him down, but not before he crosses the 50. He's down.
And on that run, he shows you his speed, speed, speed. When I think Oregon Duck running backs, LaMichael James, Kenyon Barney, Jonathan Stewart, I think about guys that are burners, and when they got into the second level, they were gone. That's exactly what this guy is right here.
And those body blows really, really matter. Like, I want to be able to hand the ball off to my running back 10, 15 times a game. Make the defense tackle them, wear them out. Sometimes these 3 to 4 yard runs, later in football games, they turn into 5 to 15 to 20 yard gains just because of the body blow effect.
Makes the grab. They're able to get him stopped just shy of the first down marker.
This quarterback right now is in a groove, and he's doing a nice job in pre-snap. He's reading the coverage, and he's getting an idea of where he wants to go with the football. That's why the ball's coming out of his hands so quickly, and that's why he seems like he's in a great rhythm right now.
Let's see what they do here on 3rd and short from the 41. Here's Iamaleava to throw. Quickly to the tight end. Putting together a real scoring threat here as they pick up the first down at the 36. David, that is a great security blanket for a quarterback to have a tight end to make those conversions.
Dang right. Find the big fella on 3rd and short. Dependable, clutch, nice hands, first down.
Left side is Moore. And they make the striking connection, and they've got it down to the 13-yard line, a red zone chance.
And, man, you love to see that from this offense. Coming out and answering, right? Like putting a drive together. Their defense just gave up a touchdown, but you want to snatch the momentum back. Nice job putting a little bit of a drive together. Now let's go cap this thing off with a touchdown.
Here comes the heat. Can't find his man as he took a shot trying to deliver that football, and it'll be second down.
Yeah, and you don't see that often, right? This guy is elite. He's one of the best in the business. This is what he does for a living, obviously. That's why he gets paid millions of dollars. Yes, NIL is real. So I don't expect many misses from this guy like that.
Wrestled down at the 8-yard line as they threaten deep in the red zone. Really need to pick up this conversion and avoid having to settle for the field goal. Look out! And they fail to hook up on 3rd down.
Man, and you kind of wondered when were they going to cover this guy. He's been making catches ad nauseum. When was he going to get some special attention? Nice job on the defense. You could tell they were forcing the football there. Broke on the football, almost had the big play.
It is good. That'll bring him to within 4.
And that's not the way they wanted to end the drive, but nice job being ready and your field goal kicker coming through and putting 3 points on the board.
And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. No reason to be in a big rush. They have some time here late in the half. St. Clair unloads to the wideout. Had to force that one.
And you've seen this formula work at all levels of football. You pressure the quarterback, his numbers start to drop. He's not as efficient. Nice job by the defense.
A lot of ground to cover, and they need a chunk here on 2nd down. Dropping back, it's St. Clair. Picked off. What a play to set him up. Picked up a few extra on that return, but what a play by this defense to get the football. The Ducks ready to go back to work on offense. Always good to get points on a drive, David, but chip shot field goals can leave you a little empty.
And I think it's great to get points, but the great teams get touchdowns in the red area. You got to get out there this time and execute a little better on this drive.
You're absolutely right, David. And generally, the best red zone offenses are the ones that run the ball the best. So let's see if they can be a little bit more physical on this drive.
They'll need a bunch on 2nd down. The give to the left. Gain of 6. They're looking at 3rd and 4.
And I like the thought process on offense here early in this game. They're giving their bell cow the ball early and often. There are a lot of coaches that outthink themselves, and they think, you know, we're going to throw the ball to set up the run instead because everybody on defense knows our guy is the focal point. But this offense is just keeping it simple. Let's just give our best player the football early in this game, and let's just get him into a rhythm.
Oh, you know what time it is when the defense gets that stop on 3rd down. Fist up in the air. Nice job getting to the quarterback, putting some pressure on him, hitting him, forcing the incompletion. 4th down, baby.
Off the RPO, throw right, looking for the chains. How about knocking him down to stop him short of picking up that first down? Throwing St. Clair. Looking to the big tight end. Intercepted. A first half turnover can swing momentum. Trying to take it back. Touchdown, Oregon. The defense putting points on the board.
It's crazy in college football. There's just so many defining moments in games that you can pinpoint, and that's one right there. The offense has the lead. You're trying to add to that here at the end of the first half. In a 2-minute situation, quarterback being way too aggressive, and that's a mistake, David. Taking it pick 6 all the way to the house, that could really end up costing them.
And you talk about flipping a game really, really quickly. Look how bad it was looking. Now the defense gets right back in this football game, being ready for the 2-minute drill, making a play, going down and scoring, and taking all the momentum into halftime.
To throw, it's St. Clair. Finds the tight end. He's down right there, short gain on the grab. The Ducks signal for their first timeout. And now what will they come up with on this second down play? 2nd and long here. Tavian St. Clair going over the top. Upstairs, he's got it. Down inside the 35. Stopped him at the 34, and what an electrifying play. Snap on first down, wants to throw. Completes it in the middle. Brought down just outside the red zone. He moves the chains. It's at the 22. And the Buckeyes want to crank the tempo.
Jekyll and Hyde for this offense and for this quarterback.
Rush coming in hot, and they got him at the 29. Timeout signal for by the Buckeyes. That's their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before the half. The Buckeyes with a long way to go after the loss on the last play. It's a reverse. And that was a creative play call, but a better defensive play to stop it for no gain. Now Oregon will call its second timeout. And they'll still have run in their pocket for what's left in this first half. Run the gun on 3rd down, St. Clair. And the incomplete pass will bring up 4th down.
Tell you what, I don't know if the offense was expecting man coverage that time. 3rd and long in field goal range, you're expecting it to be zone. Instead, they lock them up man-to-man, everybody on an island, everybody won. They get the incompletion, now setting up 4th.
Oh, the attempt is no good. And after the miss, they're still down by a field goal.
And sometimes I just feel like 4th down, man. Just go for it every time. Like, the field goal, miss, make, rate. And listen, kickers have improved the last couple of years, but you left some points off the scoreboard there.
Throws to the wideout. On target over the middle. Knocked down at the 44, but he got 15 on that one. Final timeout taken here by the Ducks. And they won't be able to stop the clock again. You open a drive like that, and the entire playbook opens up on first down from the 44. Changing the routes with his receivers. Iamaleava. Now moving to his right, looking for anyone that's open. Makes the grab deep. Grabs a touchdown-saving tackle at the 17. And wait just a second. The official's going to take a second look at this one. So after reviewing the undisputable video evidence, the replay booth has decided to overturn the call. Offense has it at the 28 on first down. Scanning the field, it's Iamaleava. Moving out to the right. And he will wisely throw it to the kid playing the tuba.
Like the job by the defense there in coverage. They took every option away from the quarterback. He was outside of the pocket, nowhere to go with it, so they forced the incompletion throw.
Blasted as he lets it go. Out wide left, it's Moore. Makes the grab. Defense right there, and they are set up at the 14. Iamaleava to the air again. Still moving to his right, trying to make a big play. Pass is incomplete, and that's going to do it for the first half. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Guys, it is my pleasure to welcome everyone into the Week 7 edition of the EA Sports College Football Update Show. We begin with Oklahoma taking on the number 4 team, the Georgia Bulldogs. And it's the Sooners able to escape with a 3-point victory. Talk about an upset. The win puts them a game over 500 as this group looks to stabilize its season.
Here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. They'll open the second half on the ground. Breaks into the open.
Here now, some other games you may have interest in, and social media has some sharp opinions about the state of things right now.
That's another big run, and that's not surprising, honestly, guys, considering how much success he had in the first half. He was running wild against this defense, so let's not change anything. Let's just go back out, let's pound the rock, pound the football, and really threaten this defense and force them to have to tackle us.
They'll have it at the 49, just across midfield, 1st and 10. St. Clair throwing right. Got his man downfield. They get him corralled, but not until he's in the red zone. They'll mark it at the 14.
On the flag. And that's good enough for a first down.
The Buckeyes will snap it on 1st and 10. This time they stop him behind the line of scrimmage, and boy, that has been rare in this one.
Well, this guy's been an animal all game long. He's had tons of success running the football. The defense had to do something to stop him. Give the D-line and that front 7 tons of credit for being really physical there, getting the TFL.
Short pass. They'll get it down to the 8-yard line on that throw and catch, and the defense is backed up against the wall.
These third downs are so critical in deciding the outcomes of football games, especially when you start to get closer to the end zone. You drill it, you practice it. This offense needs to be dialed in, needs to be in rhythm, and needs to execute on this third down.
Boy, they'd love to pick up this conversion and go to work with a 1st and goal. St. Clair from the gun on 3rd down. Touchdown, Ohio State. And that one will put them up here in the second half. Lining up to add another. And the extra point is good, and they have a 28-24 lead. So that was a 6-play, 75-yard drive. And they finish things off with an 8-yard toss for the score. And he's going to bring this one out. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. Here comes the Duck offense to get the drive started. So as soon as they step on the field here in the 3rd quarter, they find themselves trailing, and now they'll try to answer with a score of their own. He found a hole, got about 5. He's down at the 21.
Definitely been tough sledding for this guy, especially in the first half. They gave him the ball a bunch, but they just don't have a ton of yards on the ground to show for it at this point. That looked like a pretty good run, though. You just wonder maybe in the second half, if they keep giving him the football, it may start paying some dividends.
And I thought the game plan has been so good by this defense, man. They know exactly who his go-to guy is out wide, and they're doing a great job of mixing up coverage, taking that away. Listen, this QB doesn't have to go to him, and that's why I think you look next. Who's your next best playmaker that can make something happen for you? Maybe go find him, because they're locked in on that star out wide.
Third down from the gun. Here's Nico Iamaleava. Big hit, knocks the ball away, and it'll force him into a fourth down.
And that's just what this defense needed. They needed to get a stop here in the third quarter. They've given up a lot of plays, a lot of points, a lot of yards. Needed to get a stop and try to get this ball back.
Look at this, guys. The offense appears to be going for it from their own side of the field. Iamaleava to throw for it on fourth. Fires to the wideout. Puts it on in midfield. And he's brought down, but he picks up the first down, and the gamble pays off. They were willing to spin that wheel of fortune in their own territory, and it paid off.
And it came up good. I mean, I think you see the aggressiveness by these offenses now, willing to go for it on their own territory, and I like it because they got it.
And he's brought down after a short gain.
And the defense doing a great job committing to the run. When you commit to the run like this, obviously you can give up some plays in the passing game, but you got to stop the run first.
Nice play to knock that one down.
And those corner routes, those quarterbacks need to throw the ball with some air and put it towards the sideline, away from the defender. You could tell a little bit maybe underthrown. The defender doing a good job sticking with the play, getting his hand on the football, and getting the deflection.
Ton of ground to cover here on third and long. He's changing the play. Third down in the gun, Iamaleava. Perfect timing on the hit to keep him from making the grab, and the defense forces a fourth down.
That's a really good break on the football. He sees the ball come out, and he hits him right as he's catching it. Nice job of dislodging the football from the receiver. That's a good play by the defensive back.
Fourth down, Iamaleava. They're all over it. Can't make the catch, and the defense will force the turnover on downs.
That is great job by this defense, coming up big on fourth down when it matters the most. You could tell they were dialed in. They knew they were going to throw the football. The defense was locked in on the quarterback. Great job defending the pass, forcing the incompletion on fourth down.
It's inside. It's Jackson. Stopped in his tracks. He got nothing. It'll be 2nd and 10.
This defense obviously knows they've got to be able to stop the run if they're going to win this football game. And you wonder if they've been able to make some tweaks and adjustments to try and take this running back away.
Throwing St. Clair. He just missed the target on that one. Got to put it on his body.
And how nice is it to have the home crowd going absolutely bananas? Communication is harder. The snapping the football, everybody being on time. Man, this crowd really affected the football game.
How can a stadium this size make so much noise? You can't hear yourself think on third down here in Autzen. Huge play there into plus territory, and they'll mark him out of bounds at the 46.
He came into this year with big expectations. Everybody expecting him to stat it up. And now with that last completion, he's already over 2,000 yards passing for the season.
He'll be knocked out of bounds after picking up a few.
And winning first downs is a priority for a defense, and you can't get bludgeoned. You can't get physically beat at the point of attack. You know the percentages. It's usually pretty good on first down that they're going to run the football. So them getting that big chunk, getting in second and short, not a good job by this defense.
They'll ride him again. Tackled almost immediately. Not a whole lot on that one.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run altogether.
Putting together a real scoring threat here as they pick up the first down at the 36.
When you're a playmaker like this guy is, your coaches are going to dial up plays intended for you, especially on third down. That's what you saw in that last play. There was no question where the quarterback was going with that football. All week long, they decided on the biggest downs of this game, we're going to target our best player, and we're going to make sure that he gets looks. It doesn't matter what the coverage is, and you saw it right there on that play.
That's how you come up and make plays as a defense, man. Playing physical, playing downhill. They've given up some plays today, man. He's got over 100 yards on the day. He's really had some success. But on that play, really downhill, really physical, and a nice job getting him to the ground.
Tavian St. Clair. And his throw is incomplete. This will be the 8th play of the drive, but a great opportunity for the defense to get off the field. Run the gun on third down, St. Clair. Turns it upfield. Didn't get nearly enough done on third down. He's brought down at the 31-yard line.
Well, he was putting up big numbers coming into this one. We knew the quarterback was going to go his way early and often. And with that last catch, he's now got over 500 yards receiving on the year.
Knocked it right through, showing that big range from 48 yards out.
And you want a touchdown and you want to be aggressive, but, man, right down the middle, that obviously gives me some confidence down the road that I can trust this guy.
And he's not going to take the touchback. Rolling the dice to bring it out of the end zone did not work out as he stopped at the 13. Opening play of this drive comes from the 13-yard line. Running inside, it's Davison. Just a pickup of a couple out to the 15-yard line.
And I think offense is showing they are willing to run the football, even if they don't get big gains. Just those body blows that can sometimes wear out a defense and keep the balance on offense so I can be explosive.
Here's Iamaleava to throw. Timed that hit perfectly to keep him from making the grab. It'll be third down.
And the big tight end, a lot of times that's a bigger strike zone, a bigger dude, and you could tell they put the hit on him, and that ball came out, and it came to the turf. Nice job playing physical by this defense.
Saying in the gun on third down. And the quarterback goes down all the way back at his 4-yard line.
That's a great play by this defense. It's hard when you go against a guy that's so good at the quarterback spot. He can make so many plays, but the defense understood that rep. Nice job getting to him, corralling him, getting him on the ground, and creating the big sack.
He's brought down, but a really solid effort to pick up every bit of yardage he could on the punt return. Just enough time for one more snap before the end of the quarter. This time they stop him in the backfield, and that has been a rare sight in this game tonight. Midway point in the season, in games like this one can have a big impact on the rankings from week to week as we see upsets happen and favorites continuing to flex muscle. They had a chance to mull things over. Let's see how they start the final period here on second down. St. Clair finds his man. Dragged down.
This offense is not letting up, guys. They've got a lead here late, and they are still taking shots. They're still looking for explosive plays. This defense just has not had an answer here all game long.
Ball at the 38. The defense will try to get a stop on third and short. Looking downfield, it's St. Clair. Gliding to the right, still trying to make a play. And it's taken away by the defense, and they desperately needed that turnover. And they'll close in on him after a good return on the interception.
We talk about having to have it. We needed to force the turnover. We had to get the football back. They're in such a good position to run out the clock, try to win. No, sir. Our ball, first down.
creating some space, getting just enough good blocking, and they've got it up to the 47-yard line. Solid pickup of 4 on first down. It's 2nd and 6. Run inside. It's Davison. Down he goes.
And it really doesn't matter what the decision is on the RPO. When your defensive line can reset the line of scrimmage like that, get off blocks and make plays.
3rd and 6 yards to go. Going to audible here. Let's see what they do. Iamaleava from the gun on 3rd down. Out wide right, it's Moore. Oh, he's got some space. They are on the move as they pick up the first down. They'll spot it at the 28.
Well, this guy's having a day. It doesn't matter where he's lined up or what routes he's running. He just seems to always be getting open, and his quarterback is taking notice. He's looking his way. Nice job there, throwing in time, getting it to him in space and allowing him to go to work. This is turning into a very nice statistical day for this wide receiver.
I'm not trying to catch the ball as a defensive back all the time. I'm just making sure you don't catch it. Great job getting the deflection, fight through the hands, make sure he can't put his hands together to try to catch that football.
Long way to go on 2nd down. Using his legs, it's Davison. They pull him down after a 4-yard gain down to the 24. They've got a ways to go on 3rd down from the 24 as this defense tries to force them into a field goal try. From the gun on 3rd down, Iamaleava just gets rid of that one.
Oof, you got to be careful if you're the quarterback there. 3rd down, you see a lot of exotic coverages by the defense. That time they played zone, and he tried to force that football into a real tiny window. He's lucky that one wasn't picked off.
And here we go, down a score. They'll go for it on 4th down. Iamaleava to throw for it on 4th. It's complete to the left. He's brought down, but not before he picks up the first down, and a gutsy call to keep this drive alive.
Wow, and that was just a bang-bang play. On that 4th down, the coverage was tight. QB had his receiver. He knew where he wanted to go with it, but the only way that ball gets completed is if he puts a little extra mustard on it, and he shows you the arm talent on the throw.
Nothing doing, and he was lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage at 2nd and goal. Got stopped on 1st down. They'll try it again from the 2. Looking for a path to the end zone to the right. They were all over it.
And these linebackers, man, the reason they're winning this football game is they've been swarming. You watch them. They're downhill, not missing many tackles. They've really dominated the run game, and that's why they're winning this football game.
Third down from the gun. Here's Nico Iamaleava. Excellent pursuit by this defense as he barely gets back to the line of scrimmage.
And I tell you what, he drops back to pass, nothing really open, tries to scramble, but now because he got a little bit more yards, is this maybe decision time on 4th and goal, down by more than a field goal? This might be time to go for it.
4th down, Iamaleava. Escapes the pressure going right. It's incomplete, and they desperately needed to keep that drive going, and they couldn't make the connection.
We're at a juncture of the game now here in the 4th quarter. One-possession game. Every critical down and distance is going to matter. And on that 4th down, the defense gets the win. Great job in the back end in coverage, forcing the incompletion and a turnover on downs.
Couldn't find any way to get out of the end zone, and they get him for a safety.
That's a huge safety for the defense. I have no idea what the running back was thinking there. You've got to have way better awareness and understand where you are on the field. You cannot run backwards and get tackled in the end zone for a safety.
And Oregon has it back, and here comes the offense. What a huge play, what a huge mistake that was with that last interception, and now this offense has a chance late. Iamaleava. Left side, it's Davison. They'll get him down at the 48 after the 15-yard gain.
And it was the defense that got this started, right? They were the ones who got the stop, forced the punt, gave it back to the offense, who now just picked up a nice completion. You win as a team, but give the defense credit for getting this thing going.
Ripped off a chunk on the opening play of this drive. Now it's first down from the 48. Quarterback signaling to his guy. Sets his feet. It's Iamaleava. Bottle little time. Lets it go. Got his man on the right. At the 35, he's got room. Hits the accelerator to the right. Touchdown, Ducks. They've got the lead here in the fourth.
What a great job by this offense. And listen, I judge offenses by what they do in the clutch, in those big moments and right before the half, in the fourth quarter, late in the game, just like right here. You need a score. You got to go take the lead. They do everything they can. Now, defense, you're up. I need you to get me a stop.
Throwing, Iamaleava. Pass is incomplete. No good on the two-point conversion. They tried to stretch this lead out to a field goal, but they're still up by one. Coming out with it, it's Cross. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. First snap of this drive will come from inside the 15 at their own 14-yard line. First play of the drive, he'll look to throw. He wants a big play here late. Upstairs to make the catch. And he's chased out of bounds, but not before he gets the first down, stops the clock, and has them on the move trying to get the late score. And the Buckeyes peeled off a huge chunk of yardage through the air and now back to the line. Keeping it on the ground inside. It's Jackson.
Well, the interesting thing about a run here trailing late is the defense isn't expecting it. That's the good news. Bad news, though, is you're still trailing. You need to score quickly, which means you need to be throwing the football right now.
After picking up a couple at 2nd and 8. Throwing St. Clair. Quick completion on the out route. And they get to him and knock him down to prevent a bigger gain.
And that is perfect job by this defense. Like, you can give up those little small gains all the way down the field. The clock is your friend. You don't want to give up big plays. Don't want to give up those first downs and just make that clock run.
What they would give to help their kicker out with a few yards on 3rd down. From here, it would be a 55-yarder. And the incomplete pass will bring up 4th down.
Well, I know it hasn't been a tremendous day statistically for this quarterback, but his decision-making has been good enough to win this game. Hasn't thrown a lot of TDs so far, but when things aren't open, he throws it away like on that play right there. He's not putting his team in a bad spot, and that's why they still have a shot to walk out of here with a W.
Down a possession here in the 4th, and they'll need to convert on this 4th down. Now a timeout is called so they can talk over what to do on 4th and 2. And they'll still have 2 timeouts left for the rest of this game. It's a one-score game late, and they've got to go for it on 4th down. Snaps it, and he has to have it. Makes a grab past the marker. Knocked down, but he's got enough to move the chains and convert that 4th down.
Listen, it's go time. We're trailing. It's the 4th quarter. We got to get a little bit more aggressive. I like the call. I like going for it, and especially because we made the completion and got the first down.
The Ducks signal for their first timeout. And they'll still have 2 timeouts left for the rest of this game. He works his way all the way down to the 3, and the defense is reeling. Now Oregon will call its 2nd timeout. And they'll still have 1 timeout left at their disposal. Knocked down in the backfield, and boy, this guy's had a good day, but they finally get to him on that run. Final timeout taken here by the Ducks. Now they are powerless to stop the clock with a timeout. On 3rd and goal, you can't hear your Jackson. He'll be stopped short. Could not drive his way into the end zone, and now they're faced with 4th and goal. They get the timeout, and the clock reads 3 seconds. So this is going to be rife with drama and overflowing with pressure on this field goal try. At this point in the game, and this crowd knows this is a huge field goal attempt.
Big-time moment. This place going bananas, cheering for their squad, cheering for this guy to miss the kick so he can't take the lead, but he delivers in the clutch, and this place just got really quiet.
This will be the last play of the game and the last chance they have maybe to win it at the gun. Here's Iamaleava to throw. He's taking a deep shot late in the game. Intercepted for the 11th time this season. The defense making a play to put an exclamation point on this one, and that ought to do it. What a show both of these teams put on today. Couple of outstanding squads, hotly contested battle all the way to the very end.
Yeah, we came into this one expecting this to be a back-and-forth battle. We knew it was going to go down late into the 4th quarter. At the end of the day, the higher-ranked team, David, they were really able to lean on those playmakers and that leadership they've got in the locker room.
Yeah, and now I think even more so, you're starting to believe in them. They're battle-tested. This team they find a way to get things done. That's why they're ranked where they're at. And I expect this team to stay in contention for the college football playoff because they're proving